your host, MrElephant. Welcome to Davis Cup 7. So, it's been a little bit of a break since we last streamed here. We've lost a caster, Esty, but we wish him well and we thank him for the contribution of everything that he's worked on. But in the meantime, we have a new co-caster. Some of you may have wondered who that individual will be, and it is Bandit. So Bandit, thank you for being willing to co-cast the remainder of Davis Cup, and I hope that you are excited to be here just like I am. So are you excited about the rest of Davis Cup?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And yeah, absolutely. I've been waiting for the last couple of weeks, going, what's going to happen with the final 16? So yeah, really excited about the matches coming up. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I kind of hope for a couple of surprises. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it should be some surprises in there. So let's go ahead and start it off with Esty Tutomaster versus Maiar and go from there. So sorry for everyone that we did not start exactly at 4 o'clock, but we are getting some setup today. Just to make sure that everyone had access to the spreadsheet and everything like that. So
by everyone you mean me.
Yeah, that's true. So hello Kimberly, hello the Bard of Nerds, and hello Yu-Gi-Ohs. Who is talking? Who is talking? It's Bandit, who is now the co-caster with me, Kimberly. So he has decided to host the rest of Davis Cup with me on when his schedule allows it and when he feels up for it. So hopefully we don't have another terrible patch out that comes out where we just have to wait forever to stream games. So
it seems like the PvP seems to be kind of smoothing things out now, though.
Yeah, it really does seem like they started correcting the serious issues that they had with the PvP. So I'm glad they finally fixed that.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that's all fixed with the PvP. The tests that I ran in the background seem to not have any issues with unit stats. So no kind of random changes or.
It looks like the birds are
attacks freezing up.
Birds are working as well now, so no birds and small wins there. So Yu-Gi-Oh said that he reported another crash issue. I guess I think you said that was with the DEAI, right, Yu-Gi-Ohs? Apparently there was an issue with the Extreme AI. I haven't run into that issue myself, but that's not to say that I haven't ever experienced the Extreme AI crashing. I think I'm sure that's happened to everyone as well, that the Extreme AI has crashed on me maybe once or twice since I got the game, but I mean, it wasn't a big deal, so.
I think there was one particular patch with the action stop, which DEA I had. And I think I had it was around the time of the arena tournament, and I think I was getting a crash like every 1 in 3 games. I think with Yu-Gi-Oh! Was that in particular with like a certain scenario it was doing that, or is it just general game speed? Because I think from my side, I've not had any crashes. It's been a bit slow sometimes when I'm restarting the game, but that's about it.
Yeah, these are all good questions, but it's hard to say. He said it's with their mod, so who knows? The mod could be impacting how the DEAI plays, of course. So it's always kind of a tricky situation when you introduce mods into the category.
I just want to add, by the way, that the deer pushing there by Maiar was glorious. It was just around the forest.
Yeah, it looked like it was kind of struggling there, but eventually got it. The deer finally at the end. And I sometimes wonder, for the amount of time that the scout struggles with the deer, would it be better to just put up a second mill, because it's just taking so long to push the deer. I've been playing around with that idea myself with Thanatos, putting up the second mill, kind of like the older style AIs would do. You don't see too much of that with the newer.
I think Bambi does it. Bambi likes a second mill, if it's so far out. It's a good point. Like having like a second check in there to be like, if I don't know, you detect a line of forests or something, then maybe just build the mill. And there's certain maps, aren't there, where like you end up with a lot of deer in one place, and actually it's, I think some mega random maps have it, and it is just better to build mills towards the center.
So tell us, Bandit, how has Bright Spark been coming along in the meantime? Have you had I know you've been busy a lot, but have you had any opportunities to work on Bright Spark at all?
So I'm on Bright Spark version 40 at the moment. I've only made a couple of like minor adjustments, not enough for a proper release yet, because at the moment I've just started a new job and I'm in the middle of moving house, so most scripting has gone to a standstill at the moment. At the moment I'm just going to enjoy watching some games, maybe learn from the competition, and then eventually come back and beat Immortal. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, it's definitely always kind of difficult to juggle streams, especially when you've got other things going on inside. But we've had a pretty good break with all the bad patches there were, and I'm glad that we had the opportunity to start streaming again and being able to run the tournament.
Yeah, and it's nice to take a bit of a break as well. I mean, at least from the scripting point of view, I think any of the scripters who are watching probably will testify that sometimes you can be on a bit of a streak and then you can't see the wood for the trees. And taking a step back and just being like, oh yeah, maybe I should work on these projects instead. So that's good. Okay, we've gone scouts with Esty Tutomaster. I wasn't expecting scouts.
I was kind of surprised about that myself. The scout, this is kind of early here, and he was able to actually push Maiar out of his town. I think he was expecting to have a win. I don't know right now if we're still going to do the betting challenge audience. It's just it might be a little bit much to juggle everything in addition to it.
I'm well up for keeping track of that. I think it would be good fun because the bets are already in, right? So
Okay, we'll see. Okay. Okay. We could still do that maybe. So in the meantime, in the current game, it seems like Esty told me before he left that before everything happened, that he was expecting Esty Tutomaster to beat Maiar, but we'll have to see what happens here. Maiar is putting up a fight.
Esty Tutomaster is where I learned to do micro.
Really?
For scripting, yeah. So actually, it was his scouting DUC that I followed to learn how things like search remote and search local and control groups worked in AI scripting. So if anyone is looking into that, definitely check out Esty Tutomaster. He breaks it down quite well, and Esty, I think, likes commenting in a few jokes as well as he's doing it. So yeah, it's a nice way to learn.
Yeah, I think Esty Tutomaster is actually a fairly new AI of Esty's. Well, I guess now it's 3 years old, but I still remember. Remember when it came out, and I still think of it as new, but yeah, I guess it does a good job with its with control of its units. So.
Well, it's new in the grand scheme of things at Davis Cup, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
It's a really impressive comeback from Maiar there. I was expecting it to struggle.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get trapped inside its base, but Maiar seems to have pushed Tutomaster back into his base again. So I'm sure that you're looking forward to Davis Cup 8 in the future for Bright Spark.
I'm happy to leave it a while. I've got a bit of work to do before that. And I imagine you'll probably want a break after streaming. I don't know how many games it is. I'm sure you can tally it up by the end of the tournament. It's a lot.
Esty was saying that he had run with myself over 1,500 games.
Wow.
So it has been a lot. It's maybe at the very end we can count up everything. Right now we're just trying to finish it off. I don't think there will be another Davis Cup exactly like this one where we grab every single AI from every. It's a lot, but certainly have had fun with it, and I think in the future, and this was just ideas, but Esty and I were playing off like in the future, and this was before he was thinking about leaving, about combining AIs of like generations with each other, so you could have like a team of AIs from that generation or something like that, where they could kind of be grouped together like that if they weren't like a top AI or something, so they could provide like interesting team combinations that you weren't really expecting or something like that. But it was just an idea. So
I think a team tournament as well, a mixed team tournament, would be a cool little kind of side tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Getting AIs to cooperate, and I mean, tutorial ones have made it through, right? They've done a great job.
Yeah, that was really something. It looks like Tutomaster is researching Castle Age. Let's check on Maiar. Oh, Maiar is close to researching Castle as well. So
the
you,
skirm was real.
yeah, that was really good feudal age play right there until both of them decided that it was time to click up. That would be scary to any old AI to witness. They wouldn't be able to play. They would already be trapped inside their base at this point.
Yeah. It's a lot of back and forth. We're seeing, okay, we've got elite skirmisher and we've got knights as well. Just seeing there the note from Yugis as well about having someone program and have several Age of Empires 2 games run on their own. That is a dream. So that exists for the original game. There's a program called Auto AOC, and that's what Matty Bumad uses to train Alpha. If we ever got something like that that could work for Definitive Edition, definitely let Matty know, because that is probably the main sticking point for him getting his machine learning AI to adapt on Definitive Edition. The biggest kind of sticking point is just how slow the games run. Yeah, that would be the dream there, and of course for running early rounds of tournaments as well. It'd be a good thing to have. I can't believe Maiar's pushing like this in a 1v1. I was expecting Esty Tutomaster to be the stronger of the two, just because of its micro and early aggression, but it's done really well.
Yeah, sorry for having to step away there for 1 second, but yeah, I was surprised that Maiar was able to survive, because Esty was pretty clear that he thought that Tutomaster was going to be able to take out Maiar. So for the game to have lasted this long already seems pretty surprising. So both teams have elite skirmishers already inside Castle Age. It was probably a pretty important upgrade to get.
It's the knights that are making the difference here.
I'm surprised that we don't see any spearmen though, or the spearmen pike, or any pikemen for.
I mean, check Tutomaster's resources. It might be struggling.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling at the moment. It's 38 pop to 81. Oh, this is over.
One thing I really like about Esty's AI is, and I know Odette does this as well, is the attempt of self-preservation. So he gathers all his units to the TC, and any that kind of avoid TC tend to stay away, and yeah, it's
yeah.
I mean, unless you're facing knights, it's a good way to preserve those skirms.
Yeah, as soon as we saw the civilian population, I knew that it was it was not close there. So Maiar just started pummeling Tutomaster after both went into Castle Age.
Yeah,
So
GG.
okay, so 1v1 goes to Maiar. Next, we will have a 2v2. So let's go ahead and start setting it up. Tutomaster. Okay. Okay, so Tutomaster only plays Archer Civs. So, well, Arbalister Civs. So, first one will be Aztec. And then, who will be the second Civ? Spanish doesn't have it. Mongols. Mongols does have it. Okay. Okay. So, and Maiar will have to roll a different. It will be Spanish. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off. Wait. I want to change that. That was bothering me. So I think we're good. You chuckled there for a second?
Yeah, I'm just a little behind you. I was just about to say the map size, but you
Oh. Yeah, the second civs are are different because Esty Tutomaster is specific and he can only play certain civs with Arbalister. That's why Maiar's second civ is going to be a different pick than Tutomaster. So instead of them playing Mirror, if the audience is wondering that, which shouldn't make a huge difference, but still, that's the reason.
I think those roles have worked out good for Maiar, if I'm honest. If that Spanish player can make it to Castle,
and we'll have to see. So while we're inside Dark Age again, what exciting things have you worked on with Brightspark that are different than your earlier versions of Brightspark Bandit?
No exciting new big features. It's more just perfecting what's there. So kind of a lot of the stuff I work on, kind of do it as like a that'll do, get it across the line, and particularly for Davis Cup, because we've had deadlines. So just trying to get something finished and stable has been priority. But yeah, I'm going back and like just little things like with TC avoidance, I'm using rounded up distances rather than precise distances. So switching that to precise distances means that I'll lose less units circling TC just because they won't creep too close. And like in most games that won't make a difference, but in games where it's a bit tighter, like against AIs like Odette, where it starts off with Brightspark maybe having a couple of extra numbers but then losing them to TC fire, that can win a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, little bits like and villager walk distance. So I'm trying to turn everything into a landgill like this. I'm focusing on precise building placement to optimize TC distances, villager distances.
That can be kind of tricky too. I know that can require some. If you want to get really fine, it takes some code and some knowledge of kind of the more advanced code DUC and other user patch to get it really fine. So I'm sure that's been tricky.
Yeah, it's a lot of time for doing what seems like very little, but it does make a difference. And a lot of building backups, because as we've seen, I think there's a couple of the early games I watched with you where some AIs relied on precise placement, and they never got a lumber camp up or anything like that because the manual placement didn't work. So having a backup in place and being able to detect the code hasn't worked. It's
Yeah.
also crucial.
The one that you witnessed with me, that you witnessed, that was one of Ruler's scripts, and unfortunately, that one did not make it very far. Inside the tournament. Which
Nostavati, was it? Maybe.
It lost very, very early. It was rated. It was actually one of the 5 AIs that had to be booted from the tournament because of its really very poor play. So we had to replace it with the Forgotten, which is Group 30, and they were knocked out by his machines. So it didn't make any difference whatsoever between the Roar scripts and the AIs that replaced it. So the same result occurred. So, but yeah, that was unfortunate that all those AIs were knocked out. His machine is a very powerful script. So.
Oh yeah, I was on the receiving end of that with my first AI.
Yeah.
So, know all about it.
Yeah, he was a good scripter. I wish that he would come back and just say hello even. But yeah, I haven't ever seen him around the community ever since I've been here. So
I've seen a couple of people kind of pop up again though recently.
Yeah. Cape Map Homage.
Screaming Coos.
Yes, Screaming Cake and Screaming Coos and ER. He was around for a little bit there again. And who else was? I guess it's been a little bit, but Aleph made a tiny appearance there in Marathon maybe a little bit ago. But
yeah. I haven't tried. I don't know if it's Felicia actually. I haven't tried the latest update of Jester.
I haven't. I haven't been able. No, that's not true. I did get to test Jester just a little bit against one of my AIs, and I just wanted to see how it would play. And both. It was a fun game just to watch. So new.
Jess is a really fun AI to play with, like, as humans as well. It's
it's not one of those AIs that likes to try and decimate you. It's one of those that wants to have a good game type of thing. That. It's more about having a good game rather than just clear wanting to destroy the opponent. That's why I think that people always want to compare Bambi with Fourth Wind, I guess, because they're kind of similar in that regard, where they're kind of a little bit more chill early on. Well, I guess Jester has turned a little bit more aggressive lately, but I still think that they're fairly, kind of similar and that the way that they like to play, they're more focused on having a good game, really.
And it's nice to see those kind of AIs getting a bit more love, because Talibus is working on Bambi, or has been working on Bambi recently as well, hasn't he? We've seen a couple of posts on that. So it's great to see what happens next with them. Yeah,
I really hope to see his brother Will work on Grasshopper a little bit more. And when he was on stream, it was good to see him again. But Grasshopper was a fairly good AI there, but he needs to come back and work on him again, because it was turning out to be a good AI just to stop where it was. So
he just needs to fix that farm rule, and I think he would have taken out a few more, because I think he went up against Sergeant, right? So I'd love to see an upgraded Grasshopper against that.
I hope he is on the Discord, so maybe next time when Davis Cup rolls around, or something like another tournament where Grasshopper's included, maybe a simple rule change by will could be added or something. It wouldn't take too long, like 5 seconds. So.
What's happening in red base?
Oh, that's a good question. I've been so focused on over here, Scout Rush by the Tutomaster. With some skirms.
That is unfortunate for Maiar.
Yeah, he was. I know that you were hoping to see the Spanish hit Castle Age, but I don't think that they're going to when it's like that. Let's check.
This was what I was expecting from game 1. It's it's interesting to see just how crucial those first couple of skirmishes are. And lumber camp placement. I mean, that those lumber camps on the left there are really bad for Maiar.
Yeah, he needs some really kind of in the back or something down here so he doesn't get brutalized. He does have a lumber camp over here, so let's go over here and take a look at red again. I mean, he's completely trapped inside his base.
I think it's going to be GG very soon.
Yeah, it's not close right now. Let's check to see if green and yellow are researching castle. They're not yet, but
it's crazy though. Like Maiar in Davis Cup 6 is what, top 8, and Esty the Tutomaster is meant to be a tutorial AI.
Yeah. I mean, Maiar has taken games off Barbarian, so it really is crazy to think about. When your AI beats an AI like Maiar, I mean, you're defeating one of the old best AIs. So you should. Even if it's just luck, I mean, you should feel kind of proud of yourself for being able to get at least one win off of that. So, because it's not easy.
No, and it's. I mean, it's. I know that Armelon had been doing some changes as well for Definitive Edition. I don't know if there's more work he wants to do on it, and how. I mean, from your side of things, MrElephant, what was Maiar like on UP? Have you noticed any differences? Like, anything is particularly dropped when switching over to DE?
I wasn't really going to go into the specifics of what I've seen in Maiar because, I haven't really seen really good, fantastic results from Maiar. It's kind of tricky wording this because I know that I shared a couple of pictures with you the other day about some results that I found regarding, and I was fairly surprised. One of those results was one of my own AIs, Thanatos, was able to beat Maiar in an offline game where Eagles were able to chase Maiar out of the town and eventually win the game just from a relic victory in the end because he collected all relics, which I thought was kind of strange, and that's why I really don't think that Maiar was really going to play well on DE because when a really weaker AI like one of mine is able to take out Maiar, it just doesn't bode very well for what you would think the results would be, I guess, for Maiar. And I hope that
standard victory is a bit different, I think, as well. Though, like, some AIs are
it wasn't
more focused for conquest.
It wasn't a standard victory. It was all gold had been mined and all wood had been mined on the map.
Oh, I see. So it's conquest, but you had all the relics to push through.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what happened with it. So yeah, I think that I'm still surprised that Maiar was able to get the 1v1 victory here, but I think that Tutomaster will eventually in the end be able to knock out Maiar. Those are what my expectations are, and that's just based on what Esty has said and what I found from just researching things myself.
Yeah, I think I can't I can't really say anything against Maiar because it kicked my ass in Land Nomad.
you know, 99% of the time that's what happens to all of our AIs versus Maiar. But occasionally, there is over the years there have been victories but I have never had any of my own personal AIs ever beat an AI like Barbarian or in any game. I mean, unless it's totally unfair, like a 6v1 or something like that, which is embarrassing. But but that's why I think it's odd where Maiar was really designed for user patch, so this is kind of a different type of setting for it compared to what it's used to. So it does play a little bit weaker on this game than on its original game.
Blue seems to just refuse to die. Red is really struggling, but Blue is just. He's to the school of immortal. He's just going to keep training those villagers.
I think he might research Castle Age here. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that he may go for Castle. If he sells a little bit of his food, maybe he'll try it, but he'll have a huge village. Oh, look at all those.
Yellow in his face now.
Yeah, this is. I'm going to speed it up to, I think, 4. There we go. As soon as I do 4.0, that's when he resigns. Okay. Well, okay. Where that go? There goes the second game.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and do the 3v3. Now we're not going to stream for that long today since it's our first day back. We don't want to wear anyone down, so we might only go through one set of games here. But I mean, it is a start, and we have we are back here, so we'll work through what games that we can. So it does take a few more, I guess, a little bit more time to go through each round since there are so many games that have to be played per match, compared to earlier rounds where it would only be 2 or 3 games. I mean, this one's at least one additional game, sometimes more. So, Esty Tutomaster.
I think as we're towards the end as well, it's nice to just build it up.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Where is Esty Tutomaster? Yeah, I have more AIs in here than usual because I combined my directories. Don't worry, that won't impact any AIs because I do have the most recent version of all the AIs in here. I just have a few more than usual. So, meaning my whole entire collection. So
every AI ever made.
Yeah, I do have a few AIs. Okay, let's go on to the third game. So Persian? No. I think they. So first civ is Britons, and that'll be for both. So second civ for Turk. No, not Spanish. It doesn't play Japanese. The second civ will be Chinese. Third civ will be Vikings. Okay. And then for Maiar, it will be Byzantines and Celts. Alright, I think we're good. Let's go ahead.
A reminder from Kimberly there, map size and teams, which your audio on. So.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, there's a civ that Kimberly likes, Celts, and a civ that Kimberly hates, Vikings.
Is that just because Shadow plays Vikings?
Well, no, I think she doesn't like them because she thinks that they were a bunch of raiders and just a mean group of people.
I see.
So, Kimberly says no. Vikings are the A word. For our younger audience, I will not pronounce that word, but I don't know how many of the younger crowd we have on the stream, but I will not repeat that word. Probably not very many people who are pretty young, but
yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see how Maya plays Celts, because whenever I play Celts now, I just think Morrigan. So, she has a very distinct play style, set play styles with them.
I'm glad that the birds are working again inside the game. It was one of those things that was kind of, interesting to watch. I remember at one point, like inside the Discord chat, I think it was Rondi who said that he wanted to scout by keeping track of like the bird, and then send your scout to follow the bird inside the sky or something like that. But for some reason, people said that wouldn't work, probably because of the limitation of where the bird flies. So
yeah, I wonder. Because I imagine you can, with DUC, if you use like some cheaty DUC, you can probably control the bird. So if the bird has a location, you can probably do a few things with that.
Huh.
I think it was Fireball that mentioned the idea of a long distance ball lure, but staying in range of a bird, because a bird classes as Gaia, so as long as you're in the bird's line of sight, the ball will see you.
Weird.
Like that.
Interesting. Yeah, it's one of those things that is fairly about like people finding workarounds for things, because there's obviously the default boar luring technique, but people are always finding better or different ways of doing things when they want a different result. So it is kind of interesting that Fireball kind of thought about that.
He's not been around quite recently, but Seb, creator of Zeba, he shared a few months back a screenshot of his version of the of laming, where Zeba gets a villager up front towards the enemy base and builds a wall around himself. And then hunts the boar. Which
So wait,
I haven't seen in action yet, but yeah.
So he would trap the boar inside like a palisade wall or something like that?
No, he traps his villager, and then the boar just comes at him but can't kill him.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because if he gets the last shot, then I guess it just lures the boar away at, a long distance away from the base. But yeah.
I know that Immortal. I know that Immortal and maybe one or two other AIs at this point have done the TC shoots the boar now.
Yes.
So I think that will probably be maybe the way of going about it, maybe in combination with Zeba's way eventually. So inside the crowd, Kimberly is just she's having just talking.
Well, Wattle's joking there about 2 years ago until you belong to the old, but it's from 30 when the back pain starts. From experience.
I don't want to talk about anything with like back pain or anything like that because over here, and I don't know how prevalent it is over there in like England and everything. Some of us have fairly large lawns to mow, and I crippled my back a few months ago where I was actually, trapped inside like my chair for like 2 weeks there, where I just couldn't like move because of even at like our age we can hurt ourselves pretty easily from even just mowing your grass. So
yeah, it's genuinely scary when that happens. There's a certain moment you realise, I'm mortal.
It really did just sneak up on me, mowing the previous day, and then you sit down or you lay down, and then you're like trapped. You're trapped in like your chair.
That's your problem though. Elephants can't lie down, right? So that's probably where you're going wrong. Let
me tell you, for those 2 weeks, I was not able to use the bed at all. I had to sleep inside the chair. That was a bad 2 weeks right there.
I hope you're better now. I hope that's not stuck around.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Okay, back to the game. It looks like the attack is finally occurring here. Maiar is the one who went for the first attack.
Wow. Scans versus Scouts. This is only going to end one way.
Spearmen are kind of scary to run into for a scout, but he only had one spearman.
Yeah, but these are Esty Tutomaster Scouts.
That's true.
And I know from learning from this script, it has something in there. I'm guessing it's from Barbarian, because I've seen Barbarian taunt it, but it just calls it a scary object. So when they detect a scary object, they then turn. And I'm guessing, I think that's when it detects spears.
Yeah,
spears is a bit different.
I've seen. I think that Esty actually learned off of Fireball's snippet code, because before that point, his AIs weren't really using that level of DUC movement type of thing. Like, and I've gone back and I've looked at old versions of Tribal where they weren't really. I mean, Tribal has always been strong, but it's they weren't really using that really DUC movement of the snippets until that code was. So I'm thinking that Esty really paid attention to that script and he applied. He didn't 100% use that, but he learned from it and he was able to evolve his scripts into this movement that we see today, especially with
Fireball snippet code has got a lot to answer for. There's a lot of AI micro that learned because of that.
Yeah, Fireball definitely did a fantastic job with just everything regarding the snippets. It was a great resource for all scripters to have. Now we just have to wait for Waddle to add on to this, add some more snippets of his own that I think that he was thinking that he was going to at some point.
I think Maiar's pushing back here, Green Maiar, just a little to the right of where you're at.
Yeah, it looks like he's chasing a scout now into the right. Maiar does feel fairly barbarian kind of like in the way that he attacks kind of with skirms. He does have that type of feeling that it's different than more modern scripts in that he attacks his skirms attack separately. He's still of the old way of attacking with skirms and stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, like playing. I've never really looked at barbarian scripts. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's I just don't want to ruin the magic.
They're so tricky to and when you start looking at barbarian, it's very, very difficult to read through it, to just even understand what's going on because the code is messy.
But yeah, but he kind of uses DUC, but like you say, it's not.
Yeah.
Like when you're watching a barbarian script play, like it's not always obvious that it's DUC. Like
Yeah. I've talked it with Leaf about this. I think he was saying, when they coded things a little bit differently when they were first getting into user patch and everything like that.
Check out Red. Red is Castle Age and is saying he's charging.
Yeah, he's going for those. He's going with the knights and and a camel, one camel, in there. So, Kimberly says that skirms are pure evil in this world. She says Saiyans children.
Surely you don't have any problems with skirms, Kim. You just deal with them with scorpions, right? That's
yeah.
You of all people should be fine with that.
she but Kimberly, as we all know, Kimberly does not like onagers or mangonels or anything like that. She, that's another unit that so she can't fight back against skirms with those types of units either. So she's limited to just scorpions. So
I was going to say, what's Cyan been doing? It made it to Castle Age, but compared to Maiar, it doesn't seem to have anything. It went
It looks like they went for archers, really, and they died, I think, marching onto Maiar's base. But yeah, they look like they are very much struggling right now.
Oh, Andy, everything can be fought given enough scorpions. If you can't defeat it with scorpions, you're not using enough.
Hey, look, there's a Rondi inside the chat. He's probably been quiet this whole entire time and hasn't said hi. Oh no,
he popped up earlier.
Oh, okay. I just must have missed it. Sorry, Rondi. I was wondering if we were going to see you today.
Oh yeah, that's I'm excited about that. So Kimberly's mentioned there that the Mongol Morgan won't be using as many scorpions.
I'm surprised that she's thinking about using a Mongol Morgan. So that's kind of interesting. That that's taking.
I'm surprised to see it won't be using as many scorpions. Like Mongols have great siege, right?
It'll be interesting to see the Morgan being able to use. There's other units.
Morgan has. I remember at least like the first few times I played against Morgan, the Cav Archer micros counts was really good.
The Scorpions from the Morgan are so scary to see them move across in their formation. I mean, you can tell that Cheese on Toast and Kimberly both worked hard on that. I mean, that really is unique in the way that they were able to control that.
Blue's doing good work here. And is yellow and green kind of at stalemate? Are they just away from each other?
Yeah, they keep on going back and forth with each other, and it looks like Cyan is now coming into red's base up here.
Okay, because green's still at feudal. Oh, he has clicked up though. So yeah, it could be that we've got one side a Tutomaster winning and one side a Maiar winning. No, I don't think all the micro in the world's going to deal with those knights.
Yeah, that's a lot of knights. Archers are being brutalized right now.
Green is wasting no time. It just went up to Castello. It's like, upgrade. And there we go. We've got elite skirms, we've got knights, we've got archer upgrades. Is that a TC? Yeah, it's a TC. Like
So blue has taken care of purple on one side. Yellow really needs to take out green on the right side if they want this, because otherwise it'll become a 3 versus 2 here. So we
going back to the Mongol thing, I was just wondering if either you, MrElephant, or anyone in the chat has tried out the new Mongol challenge in the game. There's like a scenario, isn't there, in place of the achievements?
I haven't tried out the new Mongol, but I have been playing Return of Rome a little bit. So that's when working on a Return of Rome AI. So occasionally I as you know, I dabble in that a little bit as well. So
You dabble in Return of Rome, run tournaments.
Yeah.
Do a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the Age of Empires 1 Discord right now is kind of dead. It stays dead until you hold another tournament, and then everyone comes back for a couple of, until the tournament ends, and then everyone's quiet again. And then, it's kind of weird, I think everyone gets excited for a tournament, but there's not a whole lot that kind of goes on inside the Age of Empires world, and I think that Age of Empires 2 gets a lot more love than Age of Empires 1, and Return of Rome really hasn't been as successful maybe as people have hoped it would have been. So
I think they doubled up, right? So you had Age of Empires 1 or Return of Rome, but then you've also got Romans as a civ in Age of Empires 2. So if you were gaming for Romans, you kind of got one less reason to switch.
Romans are a cool civ. I mean, I haven't made an AI myself for Romans, but I like the idea of doing something for them. It's just with so many different things on your plate, you only have so much time. So
yeah, know that feeling.
So
we've got books there full of cyan. This is just the one.
So Kimberly's calling Sauron the fake because of no scorpions or infantry. Sauron. So Kimberly says that she is working on her Return of Rome AIs every now and then, and maybe someday we'll see Bandit make a Return of Rome AI. Someday.
At some point, maybe. I noticed Games God had been working on it. Is it the same AI? Has he just bolted Return to Rome on Games God? That's incredible.
With there's two AIs that can play both. My default AI, the default vanilla, and there's the Return of Rome that are both capable of playing standard DE and Return of Rome right now. So the default vanilla AI that I converted and Games God's AI are both able to play the standard and Return of Rome. So it is cool to see those AIs being able to do that. Games God is obviously the better AI of the two, but they each have tons of different strategies, and given enough time, they can build up their resources and attack. So it's cool seeing those two AIs being able to play and showing their capabilities.
Found out Games God is great fun in a free fall. Having seen a couple of the Meatbags versus Calculator games with them in it.
You never really know what to expect from Games God because he has so many different strategies.
Neither does Games God. I think every time he's on stream, he's like, I've got no idea what my AI is going to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's totally unpredictable because he has his AIs have so many different strategies, and it's not like he chats which strategy that he's going for. So it's one of those things that you're like, it could be any strategy, and he's a very flexible AI. So
what's going on with those lumberjacks, Maiar?
Yeah,
that's a long walk.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that myself, that maybe it's because he thinks the lumber camp is close over here that he doesn't need to build another, but I guess
he's probably relying on minimum camp distances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I like that Red has decided Okay, Esty Tutomaster, you like arbalests. I'll send arbalests to you.
So it looks like Team Maiar is winning here by a long shot. I think they're going to get the 3v3. Are you okay with going up to 4.0 at this point? Or should we stay at 3.0?
I think it's like. Shall we check the pops on each of them?
Yeah, that would be. Let's go ahead and do that. So 78, 91, 0, and 132, 107, and 1018. So I think that it is becoming more. It's pretty one-sided at this point, but we can.
Yeah.
Let's go up to 4.0, just so we can prepare ourselves for the 4v4 that's going to be taking place.
So if Maiar does indeed take this, then that's 2-1 at the moment, isn't it?
If Maiar takes this, it's going to be 2-1 in Maiar's favor. Go ahead and update the brackets right now so we don't lose track of what's already been done.
Yeah, Maiar is scary when it booms, and it like not in the same way that like DEAI or Naga is, because they take a little while to wind up. But Maiar, once it hits castle, it really gets going. Like it's so quick to just get its upgrades and start. You know, it just booms behind a load of knights.
Yeah, it's kind of greedy almost. Going for all those resources. But Kimberly says, "Don't let Sauron the fake win." I think this game's already decided.
Unfortunately, the Fellowship have failed in this case.
Okay, let's go on to the 4v4.
GG.
GG. So let's update the score, and remember that this is going to be a best of 7. So it's the first team that gets to 4 wins. So right now we are at 2-1 inside Maiar's favor. And then the loser has to go down into the loser's bracket. So if you're interested inside the brackets, make sure to check out this spreadsheet here. So let's go ahead and set up the 4v4.
This is working out well, though. I was hoping that it wasn't just going to be a 4-0 win on one side, so it's nice to see some wins each way.
Yeah, at this point, who knows what is going to happen. It's surprising to see that Tutomaster is already has lost 2 games.
This is the final 16 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take any prisoners.
Okay, so Arbalest.
And just looking at the brackets here, the loser of this matchup will face the DEAI.
Really? Oh, okay. Actually, Celts do not have art. I'll have to redo that. So the first one will be Vikings. Vikings. Okay. Persian. I don't think they had it.
do we have Leaford bounce? Because the winner of this matchup is going to be facing off against the general.
Really? That's kind of scary. That's always kind of scary. I haven't seen him today. Vikings, Korean. Koreans do have it. And what would be last civ? Last one will be Mayans. So, and Maiar will be playing Vikings. And let's see what other civs will be played. Byzantine. Well, I don't have to change that. Goths. And Teutons. So there we go. And I think we can begin. So if we go past 6 o'clock today, I think that we're going to call it, but we can come back tomorrow and wrap it up, because it's Bandit's first day, and we don't want to intimidate him by the extra large streams. So no extra large streams on first day. We have to cut him a break. So we don't want him to run away. I remember when inside the tournament when you were afraid that that Bright Spark was going to get out inside the first round versus Apricot Knights.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Apricot Knight was scary when in a team game. It just gangs up on one of you.
Yeah, you were like scripting till the last second to make sure that because it was him, and there was also it was all too easy. I think. What was it? That was also inside. No, Adaptatron. I'm sorry. That was.
Adaptatron.
Yeah, he wasn't really a threat, but Apricot Knight can be scary. So yeah, but Bright Spark came a long way since that point, and I thought that was still, still kind of cool that someone still thought that he was a threat, because in all seriousness, he is kind of a scary AI. So
I think like Bright Spark is just inconsistent, right? It's all in. So if if you've got something that can knock it off early feudal in a 1v1 or 2v2, it's game over.
And Apricot Knight can actually be kind of scary early game too, because he kind of goes for that man-at-arms slow flood. So if you
have a rocky start, it's consistent, and it does. I think it goes for the forward towers as well.
It's pretty scary. I just thought it was kind of funny that someone else considered that AI to be a threat, because not very many people really know about old AIs like that, which were once a very top AI, and then then you stumble upon it like 20 years later, and then you're like, I don't really know what this AI is, and then you test it, and you're like, oh my gosh, it is a scary AI.
Yeah, it's I think also like part of that is the fact that it is my first Davis Cup. Like I've watched previous Davis Cup matches on YouTube, and I think I joined the Discord kind of quietly towards the end of DC6. So yeah, spent like a good year or so watching matches, and actually getting to take part in one. I was super nervous.
But Bright Spark did an exceptionally well job. Just want to say, have it.
Goodbye to Randy.
Yeah, goodbye to Randy. So thanks for tuning in. Glad that you were here to see the Davis Cup revival start off again. So maybe we'll see you here in the coming days as well. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously some of those older AIs, some were more. Were more of a threat than others. Like Adaptatron wasn't as much of a threat. Anyone who's been kind of programming for more than a year should be able to play at that level, meaning their AI. So
I think one of the best things to come from you going through all the effort of running these matches, though, is, you know, anyone who kind of tunes in now will know that there is a massive library of AIs that if you just want to play against, you know, something that does something different, and particularly less so if you're a really good Age of Empires player, but if you're a casual player and you want to play, you don't necessarily want to play online, but you want to play against some AI bots. There's a huge variety out there, and you shouldn't write some of them off just because they're a bit older, because like they can still give a fun game.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about it, because each one of them kind of has an entirely different, play style. So if you want, a different AI, there are literally hundreds of other AIs that you could choose from, and AIs that didn't even participate inside, Davis Cup, because they hadn't ever participated inside an Arabia tournament in the past. So, I mean, those types of AIs weren't included inside, but there were several other AIs. One of them that I wanted to include, but inside the tournament, but Esty included Elephant Man instead, was called Beta 3, and it was a fairly serious AI that was one of those boomers. But, I mean, there are AIs like that which hadn't even participated, but are fairly strong AIs. So, yeah. But
some of them are like I never knew would have existed in AI form, like Delivery Man. A douching AI is that's just really cool.
Yeah, I know a couple of. I know I was thinking about this the other day. There was a thread a couple of. It must have been a year ago at this point, but I think that someone wanted an AI to play. I'm blanking, but somebody was looking for help in making an AI that was kind of like that one famous scripter. Oh, what was it? I was going to. Let me see if I can pull it up for a second. It was kind of an interesting thread, but no one ever took him up on it. Let me see if I can find it really quickly here.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, I noticed that the Maiar flanks had got up first this time. So it'll be interesting to see if that translates to early attack. I can see, I think that's orange just outside of yellow's base.
Yes.
Blue's attacking cyan and orange is attacking yellow.
Yeah. Yellow is defending it currently.
The old hide under the TC trick.
Oh. I don't know.
One thing I'm enjoying seeing of the likes of some of the modern ones like Sun Tzu and Sky Panda is seeing infantry be a viable option for an AI. Because in these kind of matchups, like I'm seeing Teutons and I would expect infantry would make an appearance at some point, but a lot of AIs will skip that and go for the skirm or archer.
You just don't really see very many man-at-arms AIs at all. I mean, it's very, very seldom that you just see the man-at-arms come out, because the skirm is so powerful, and you can just start sniping. I mean, you probably see equal scouts come out and equal warriors more than you see man-at-arms come out.
Oh, for sure. Though I think the updates and some of the balance changes to DE, I think, is kind of making them a bit more of a viable option. And yeah, I think that's really nice as a player as well. Like being able to go with men-at-arms and particularly with the newer civs as well, being able to go for infantry lines like an age earlier as well.
I agree.
Just fun alternatives.
Mm-hmm.
And men-at-arms can be, at least now, they can be really good against skirms. I think they have to be microed in a certain way.
Yes.
This is one thing I hope to do with Brightspark. But if you get a bunch of men-at-arms and you are able to split them into two groups and kind of flank a group of skirms like you've got here, then they can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, so hopefully we see something like that in the future, because I know Fireball is at least tired of the total control of the skirm, so we'll have to see if we can create some new strategies.
Purple and red are about to face off, I think. I'm seeing taunts from red and a charge from purple.
The two flanks are, the two pockets have always gone for each other here. This is almost like 4 single games going on at once here. That's what happened. But this time it looks like red is helping. But it is Maiar's flanks pockets are going for the opponent's pockets. So it feels almost that way. Like there's 4.
I think that's absolutely the right thing to do, though. Like if going against the DEAI has taught me anything, it's don't let that pocket boom. And if you go against any, Maiar and Tutomaster here are probably, on the lighter end of booming. But, going against DEAI or a Promi AI, if you let it go to 3 TC straight away and just let it, crank out villagers, it's I think I saw in a Brightspark game against it, it was able to take Brightspark 1v4. It's really scary. So yeah, attacking the pockets is the easiest way to deal with that. Otherwise, you've just got to go full eco.
So
have you heard much from Philosopher? I know he occasionally appears as well on streams and things. Has he been in Age of Empires 1?
Philosopher. I have tried convincing Philosopher on returning to scripting, because he's one of the best scripters for Age of Empires. I'm talking about like Rise of Rome, not Return of Rome. I'm talking about the original game.
Yeah.
Game. He did and he and I would have competitions inside, Emperor of Highlands, just for, the original games for Rise of Rome, and even for the vanilla game. And But right now, I think he's taking a break, and he was really disappointed with his 1AI Exterminator, which was an Age of Empires 1 AI. But when we had the Return of Rome tournament, he was really proud of how his AI Cheeky Rome Land performed, and it was originally a Age of Empires 1 AI, but he used the converter to convert it to Return of Rome, and it placed third place inside the Return of Rome tournament. And the only two AIs that beat it were Brute Force and the DE AI. And that's one thing that, you have to understand, that those two AIs are just so powerful and have so much DUC, and Age of Empires 1 AIs just did not have that. And the longer that Return of Rome is out, that the farther down, original AIs are going to go on the totem pole. I mean, because DUC AIs will always be able to take out original AIs in that way. But it was cool to see, Cheeky being able to play such a good game on Return of Rome. And I hope that Philosopher does come back and make more AIs. But right now, I think that he's looking for like a community project that he wanted. And he was hoping for a community project. Like several months ago, I made a post about like making a community AI, but no one really seemed that interested in making a community AI. They want to work on their individual projects. So, and I can understand that, but hopefully someday we can kind of come together as a community to work on maybe an AI at some point.
Sometimes with that kind of thing, you just, someone has to get the ball rolling on it, and when something's actually started, it's easier to chip in.
Mm-hmm.
But no one likes to commit their time, right? When they're so time poor. Just one thing to check here. I noticed earlier Green Maiar had an idle villager who was a standing there, and I'm interested to see if any of the other Maiars have a similar thing. So there was a villager on the top right hand side. I'm guessing it is because it was a food villager and there wasn't enough farms. I'm just seeing if.
So I think that only one village, only Green has idle villagers because it is being attacked right now by Gray, and it doesn't look like any other Maiar is having difficulty with idle villagers at the moment.
Cool. Blue is winning the battle against Siam.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings versus Vikings.
Yeah, there are so many different cool ways of making AIs at this point that, there's the AOC AI generator, and there's, the Forgotten Empires AI builder, and there's the Japanese TC AI creator, which I know no one really has used, and there's also other AI generators. There's several different AI generators, and then, you can also use the AI converter to convert your Age of Empires 1 AI, or you could just use a foundation like the Death Shrimp example, or other example AI. So there's a ton of different ways of building, a script from the ground up at this point, which all kind of produce different results, and it's always cool to see, which way a scripter chooses to make an AI. So
we'll wait for the days until we start seeing ChatGPT versions of AIs. I know Fireball was testing it out. I haven't quite grasped it, but
I went in the ChatGPT because I'm always kind of interested in it, and to see if it was able to do that, and it wasn't there yet. It was definitely struggling, but I think it'll be there in the future, where it is able to make be able to make simple AIs, and maybe individuals will be able to use it in the future to make something, but not there yet currently.
Well, until that happens, we've got a window for someone to reach the heights of immortal and rare bone. So,
I mean, I am kind of scared of like once it has the ability of being able to make like full-on scripts. I am sure that it will be able to do incredible things with its knowledge of just being. That'll be the day. Like someone new will join the community and make like a full-on script. Pardon me, with that technology, and it will probably be able to take down some of the most serious AIs.
It's we'll see how that goes. I hope that doesn't come too soon, because I think at that point I think that's where I'll probably just retire from scripting. At that point, I'll let ChatGPT crack on with it.
You'll just have a separate community, right? You'll have the you'll have your ChatGPT. You'll have your ChatGPT section, and you'll have your non-ChatGPT section, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just seeing here in the what you've got on screen. One of the things that Maiar will do well, which Tutomaster won't be able to do as well, is you'll notice those skirms are attacking trade carts. With DUC, it's really hard to target trade carts because the ID doesn't search very well. So you can't just micro them down. But if you're using kind of the, either TSA, or if you're even just using attack now, then you're going to be able to do that. So Maiar's kind of got a bit of an advantage in that sense by using an older way of targeting.
So one of our most important viewers has just joined, Kiwo, who always tunes in late in the night to the stream. So thank you, Kiwo, for joining.
Hi.
This is Bandit, who is on stream, and he is the co-caster. He might actually stream some of the games himself here, maybe sometime.
Yes.
So he is filling in for Esty's role, who is unfortunately not going to be present for the rest of Davis Cup 7. But it's great to have Bandit here, and I hope that he's excited to see the results of Davis Cup as well. So it's great to have him.
Yeah, thank you. It's we've not got a 4-0, so it's already off to a great start.
So Bandit, when are you going to convince your spouse to actually make a script of their own? Because I know that you've said that they play with some of the scripts that you made, like your first AI and Bright Spark, but I haven't heard that you've said that they have made a script of their own yet.
Oh no, that's of zero interest.
Zero interest. Oh dang.
But yeah, and I've got a few friends who play as well. I did have one friend who has dabbled in scripting, but as you probably as most people who script know, it's a lot of people will dabble with it, but they just don't have the time. They've got life commitments and things, and some hobbies are just less time consuming. People make that call.
Yeah.
But I saw a screenshot from you, MrElephant. And you said that your dad scripts. Is that right?
We were. Yes, my dad did create several scripts for the game. I think he's kind of retired, but yes, he did create a couple of the scripts, and he actually did participate inside Davis Cup. The But he was not. Yes, yes, yeah. He was he goes by Night Stalker, and he actually did participate inside the pre-qualification. He was knocked out inside his first round, unfortunately. But yeah,
it's really awesome, though.
Yeah.
It's really awesome he's done it.
His AI was a slow night rusher. So it's actually in Age of Empires. To kind of describe it, was his was an Age of Empires 1 script, and he used the converter, but it does perform fairly well, and but unfortunately he almost got the 1v1 win inside the pre-qualification round, and I have seen since that point his AI win against that inside 1v1 combat. And actually, since I'm like testing out AIs all the time, Night Stalker has been able to take out Thanatos inside games. So it's a fairly impressive slow night rusher AI. What makes it slow is that he trains about 40 villagers, and then he goes up inside the first age, and then he kind of leaps. It's a lot of villagers.
It's like a 15, like a 20-minute.
Yeah. It takes about that amount of time to get out of Dark Age, and then he reaches Castle Age about the 20-minute or 22 minute, and then he starts pumping out those knights, and he gets a lot of those knight upgrades, and it becomes scary after that point. If you haven't prepared yourself, it's kind of scary. So
you want him in a team game as a pocket.
Yeah. I have seen him that AI play okay inside, but it's definitely not. It's one of those fun AI scripts. So several of my family members have actually contributed ideas for AIs or made AIs of their own, because I pressured them into doing so. But
I bet.
But we won't go into the other family members very much. So, but yeah, Night Stalker is definitely the best other than myself, so inside my family.
I think because I know that you've been tinkering with some of the AI creation tools, and I think that family's probably a good test for that. If your family members can use it, then it's an easy to use tool, right?
Yeah, it's eventually you run out of names for AIs, and then you're getting with your family members and see if they have any ideas for like a script or something that they want to create. So I'm not great with DUC, but I always love thinking about an additional idea. Maybe like this idea will throw Barbarian off, or something, or just something fun. Most of the time it just never works, but maybe there's something that someone hasn't thought of just yet, and that's what makes scripting fun, right? So
yeah, and like you see some of that in like Human Play. I saw a short. I can't remember the game, and someone in the chat probably has seen it. I'm guessing Wazzle. But with one of the new civs, there was a game where someone had just made loads and loads and loads of mule carts, and they used it like an army of them just to to block off the enemy army, so they just surrounded them and then shot them with archer fire.
Wow.
So they
Whoa.
like a moving wall.
Weird.
Which,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. It's definitely, crazy thinking about, new ideas and everything like that for Age of Empires. And whenever like a new Civ comes out, there's like additional ideas. And I was talking with one of our members.
I think Cyan's about to go, by the way.
Yeah, he's done. But a couple of months ago, from a user that he's kind of struggling in the community, and we won't go into his name, but anyhow, about the, I think it was the Flemish villager, Flemish Revolution. Sorry, and the inside Age of Empires, where you just train, like 140 villagers and research Flemish Revolution and just, run at the opponent with, and that's something that I've really wanted to kind of test, is how good would that research actually be, if you had a ton of villagers just overrunning, seeing if you can overrun an opponent like that with Flemish Revolution. I haven't really seen an AI do that, but it would be an all-in type of play, kind of like Delivery Man, and it's kind of gimmicky, but it could work maybe. So.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I remember back when I was playing on HD, rather naively, I was trying to make an AI or trying to make my AI be able to do the whole Spanish supremacy, tactic. I could never get it to work, but with DEC, you probably, could make it viable. But those kind of things are good fun.
Yeah, I kind of got past gimmicky ideas for the most part, but every now and then I kind of come back to it just to see if I can get something to work. If I can just, because I just like to play around with the engine, see what works, see what doesn't work. So I know others feel the same, very similar to me inside the Discord, so the group.
I very much want to get an AI at some point to try Flaming Camels. I know it will never be competitive, but just for the visuals more than anything, I think.
Yeah, that would be kind of, you don't really see that too much inside.
They're terrible, that's why. I don't think there's any use case for them. Even for what they're built to, because they're anti-cav, I guess. But if you're using them, with that density of enemy cav, then you're losing. If you're fighting bunches of paladins, the game's over.
It would still be interesting to see that. I definitely like to see something kind of unique.
We could probably speed this up. This
is. I don't want to play another game tonight because it's like I said, the first time you're streaming, but it's definitely been interesting, and it looks like Maiar has taken another game off, so Tutomaster is in a tough place right now. 3 games versus 1. It probably would have surprised Esty to see that Tutomaster is losing right now, but
it's doable though. He can come back. We've seen in Prince of Arabia these kind of matchups before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to go on to the statistics, and then we'll wrap things up. So look at that. Look how Maiar sends and contributes resources to himself, and I love seeing that within AIs. But Tutomaster never sent resources to themselves. So that's.
I don't think he was in a position to be fair.
Yeah.
Like one of them was stuck in feudal.
Yeah, but it is interesting, to see that teamwork there. So.
What are the just going back there? What's the castle age times for Maiar?
I just
you just did it.
Yeah, it looks like it's
I saw 16 minutes.
Yeah, I went by it pretty fast right there, but yeah, it was I think you were right, but anyhow, I think we're going to wrap that up for today, folks. But Bandit, do you have anything else that you want to tell everyone before we head off?
I think just I haven't worked out when exactly I'm streaming yet, but I will post in advance, so you know. So I won't just. I won't do it 5 minutes before.
That definitely fair. So definitely we're happy to have you here, and hopefully we'll continue to have a great Davis Cup, and we'll see you back here. Well. See some of you back here tomorrow. So I guess we'll call it quits right now, and see you later. So
thanks a lot,
MrElephant. I'm with the co-host Bandit today again.
Hello.
So let's go ahead and start the games off after we put the Twitch message saying that we're streaming inside, and then we'll begin. So, Maiar versus Tutomaster. 2v2 because we just finished with the 4v4. So, I think everything looks right. So let's go ahead and begin.
There you go.
Can Maiar finish off Tutomaster? I think the last 2v2 actually went to Tutomaster, right? Because he lost the 1v1 and then he won the 2v2. So he lost the other two. So can Tutomaster do it again? Is the question. And if so, that will bring him up to 2 wins, but you need 4. So, and last time he did not win his 3v3 or his 4v4. I mean 4v4 or 1v1. So,
though, in theory, if it can win a 2v2, it can win a 1v1 because it's. Same logic, right? It can do it.
I was thinking, but he still has the 4v4 before his 1v1, so the 4v4 has to be played first in that order.
Okay, that is less optimistic for Tutomaster there.
If you go up to the losers bracket, which is a best of 3, it's a 1v1, 2v2, then 4v4. So, in the best of 3.
And it'll be against DEAI, which, will be interesting for Tutomaster.
And those games should go a little bit faster since it's just the best of 3. Hey, Rondi. Hello, Kiwo. Always using the funny, funny waves with their. Are they really emojis? I don't know what they are. The pictures with it. Those ones are both kind of funny, but Rondi uses that one a lot. With he's kind of known for using that one.
Frequently used emoji. There you go.
So
I've got to put it out there that I'm secretly hoping for an Esty win on this one because
yeah.
on the betting challenge I've got a 4-2 to Maiar. So it's all going to plan so far.
I was hoping for I've been surprised that Maiar has been winning these games, but I was hoping that SDAI was going to win since he was kind of a more active scripter, but since Armelon did script a little bit on Maiar a couple months ago, I guess it's kind of fair on both parts. I'm still secretly hoping for an Esty win, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's just looking along here at the moment. We've got, is Red Maiar okay?
Oh, is Red okay? We can take a look. I was saying, Arandi, that you kind of use that that emoji with the girl waving when you say hello or whatever. That's what I was just saying. So Kiwo is currently on a 7 stream streak. Whoa! He's I guess he's joined every single stream for the past few times that AI Scripters has streamed. So he's been staying up with the streams lately.
I just got a notification to say that I've got a streak of 3 in a row, so it's beating me as well.
I'm slacking on, even though I've been the streamer. It doesn't count for me, so I guess I'm on a 0 stream streak. Dang.
Look at the lumberjacks on the bottom right there.
Yeah, that's better. Well, no.
I suppose it's towards back. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not great, but
yeah. I was looking at these ones aren't good, but these ones are better. But at least he can take from 2 wood piles over here, I guess, which is a good thing.
That's a new Age of Empires player move, isn't it? That's something I would do. I'd be like, oh, it's 2 forests there, it's great.
Yeah, something interesting that I've noticed on Return of Rome, talking about mill and lumber camp and mine camp, is they have like a weird berry bush that they push out that's like closer to, and that can lead to bad mill placement since the mill can, since if you wait
like a mill distance.
Yeah, and then they don't know where the other berries are, so they guess where they are, and so you want to almost hold off building your mill for at least 60 seconds until you see where the other berries are, or at least 30 seconds, so you don't go off like the first berry bush, which is kind of interesting.
It's an easy one to do as well when you're scripting for hunts, because if you kind of go down the route of, if you have a certain amount of wood as like a backup and then build a mill. Sometimes when you're hunts, it you can just go straight to it because you're not spending up houses.
Mm-hmm. Here's an idea. Since Kimberly is here today, we might be able to do the 2 as well, even though it is a team game and it's always a little bit more difficult getting every civ correct. We will be able to figure it out. So, especially when Kimberly says, that's not the right civ.
It's in the list, I think.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm just joking that a couple of times that it was done accidentally that way, but Kimberly will yell at us if we get it wrong. So So it looks like Tutomaster is on the attack. I think we already know what the result will be between Immortal and the Unknown, but we still have to play it. Maybe not today, but we'll have to play it eventually.
It's at the moment, Immortal's not lost a game, right? So I think that's the first hurdle is, can anyone take a game from him?
He hasn't lost a single game yet. I thought he had for some reason, but you may be right on that. Let's let me verify that. 9. Let's see here. Since it was Immortal's first Davis Cup, well, no, it's actually that's not true. I guess last year he did go through the stages of winning everything. So yeah, he has won every single game so far inside. He had a 9.
That it can be done. Someone can take it. That's interesting. Is Maiar the lower seed in this?
Oh, repeat that. I'm sorry, I didn't. That didn't come through.
Is Maiar the lower seed between the two?
The lower seed. Let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like,
or at least in terms of the stage before, right? It was second in its group.
That makes sense. Yeah.
No, it came first in the group.
Because in the first group he was rated, he was ranked first inside, and then he lost. He tied the two, but since the two, he tied the two, but since the two still won the majority of the games between them. So in the end, Maiar was ranked second inside that group, and Esty Tutomaster was ranked first inside his group. So
yeah, Kiwi, you're quite right. He out of the two, he's second seed. So see how it goes. Although Blue's making a comeback there, or both, I guess. There's red in both bases, red and blue there in each enemy base.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. Esty Tutomaster definitely doesn't want to lose this, because if he loses.
It's a green in red base as well. Is that just forest on the map?
Red is inside greens, and blue is inside yellow's base right now. So it's definitely looking bad for the Tutomaster at the moment. Let's look see if anyone's researching castle. They are not right now, but it looks like some are pretty close to researching it, especially blue.
Yellow's not liking that forest.
Hello, Waddle.
Yeah, it's currently 3-1 to Maiar, so it needs another one to get through.
So right now the brackets are up to date on the 3 wins and one loss. I think someone had a note. So Maiar is currently winning, but they still need to have the one more win to proceed to the next round. So
yellow managed to repel blue.
Mm-hmm.
Is it pushing now?
Yellow is pushing. Red is still attacking green. And I think the only reason that yellow is able to push is because blue is researching Castle Age at the moment. I'm sure that they will go for Elite Skirmisher as soon as they get... Yep,
and
there
the
they go.
stable's already there. Knights are going to be happening soon, I think. Can Tutomaster take out the skirms before they upgrade?
Going for those skirmishers and archer upgrades. It might be time to retreat for yellow.
He's certainly trying. The thing is, if he retreats now, though, the knights are just going to build up.
Is yellow researching? Yellow is researching castle. Thing is that he would probably lose all of those skirms to elite skirms if he continued on with the fight, but at least if he goes under the TC can do a little bit of damage to those, and maybe he can get, and it looks like he is getting out some spearmen as well.
Maiar's got the extra TCs already though, so it's going to be booming behind that.
Definitely need to get some more
castle though.
The scores are still fairly close to each other. This game is this set of games has actually been pretty close to one another. I mean, they're not. It's not totally one-sided, so.
No, I think Esty's AIs are very good at preserving units when it can. By retreating up the TC. The micro helps as well in even matches.
Strange, only one villager working on the TC at a time here, which is kind of...
I was going to say, there's another TC in the top left, that's why.
Oh, there we go.
That's a UP thing.
I didn't see that second.
Yeah, if you use assigned builders, it won't distribute them evenly across multiple buildings. Oh, it's got the massive skirms now. It's if those knights are trickling in, they should be able to take them. I like the scout getting involved as well.
Yellow seems to be very much struggling at the moment.
Yeah. The thing is, Blue's Byzantines as well, so that's probably why Green's being able to push back a bit, is because those skirms are cheaper.
Good with the trash units. Looks like some trade cards are starting to come out for green. About 35 minutes here. It seems like it's a bit early for trading to be going on, but oh, and you probably don't want to be trading with a dead partner. That probably would have been.
Rams, but I think Red's got an army ready to go.
Yeah, it's not looking good for green. This is almost looking over at this point.
The mangonel's quite nice, but
so it looks like Esty Tutomaster might be going on to the loser's bracket here.
How do you fancy his chances against DE?
I would fully expect Tutomaster to be able to take the DEAI. I'd be very surprised if he took a loss there. I mean, but who knows? We may be surprised.
Well, I mean, the DEAI booms, right? It's yeah, we've seen here with Maiar, if it's allowed to boom, then Tutomaster just can't keep up.
Yeah, but I think that the feudal aggression from Tutomaster may be too much for the DEAI, but who knows?
One thing I've noticed about Maiar when it's defending against feudal rushes is, unlike a lot of AIs, I don't see watchtowers.
Yeah.
Like
that
you
is.
See, like the general, it's very good at like placing watchtowers, and same with DEAI.
Yeah, that is fairly interesting.
I wonder if it that allows it to sell its stone to get to Castle Age quicker.
Those are good points.
Okay, with maybe some Armenian or Georgian picks for DEAI. Maybe.
I'm going to go ahead. Well, I can't speed it up because of, well, let me see if I can.
You've seen the design screen, right, for yellow. But yeah, this is looking over.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to call it, and Tutomaster did play a good fight, but the champion is Maiar. So, let's go.
Just missed out on that 4-2. Oh.
Yeah. Poor Tutomaster. He'll have to try giving a lesson to the DEAI. Let's see if what will happen there later.
See how it's done.
Okay, so Maiar, we'll go ahead and update the brackets here.
So Maiar's going to be facing the general.
Yeah, that sounds.
That's going to be a good game.
That'd be a little bit scary for. Both of those opponents are fairly strong. Who knows what will happen there? Who are you expecting to win that fight between the general and Maiar?
I think maybe Maiar. I think it's got the feudal aggression, but I think it reaches castle just a little bit quicker. But yeah, we'll see. I don't, because we've got the, unlike the Prince of Arabia tournament, because we've got a mix of 1v1s, 2v2s, and going up into team games. That plays a bit more, I think, into the general's playstyle. Does better in those group games and coming from pocket. So we'll see. But I'm really excited by that game. To be fair, the one just before it as well, Odette and Shadow, that's going to be a great one as well.
Mm-hmm.
2 feudal rushers going